Cameron, what is this all about? Please tell me immediately where the hell you are right now.
Whoa, slow down a bit. What's got you all worked up out of nowhere? Why the sudden panic? I informed you about my work trip, remember? I've been away on business since last week.
Seriously, what's happening? You can't be serious. Your coworker just contacted me, frantic because you haven't shown up at work for an entire week. You didn't even bother letting them know about your absence. They're genuinely concerned that something might have happened to you.
Hold up, my workplace reached out to you? How is that even possible?
Oh, there's definitely a lot that needs explaining. You told me about this work trip, but clearly there's a major screw-up somewhere. What's the truth, Cameron? You've got some serious explaining to do.
I wasn't planning on spilling things, but I guess there's no hiding anymore. Honestly, it was bound to come crashing down at some point. I'm sorry, Juniper. The truth is, I'm not coming back home, and I sure as won't be returning to work. I want a divorce as soon as humanly possible.
Wait, what? Are you joking right now? Are you seriously pulling my leg?
I've hit a point where I can't keep drudging down this same old path. Living together, it's just not working for me anymore. I'm sorry, but I just can't do it anymore.
Where is this barrage coming from? If you were feeling this way, you should have talked to me earlier. And oh yeah, did you forget that I'm carrying your child? We're about to be parents.
I get it, I really do, but I can't wrap my head around being a dad. It's just not me.
So that's your reason? You should have thought of that earlier. But no matter your readiness, a child is coming, whether we were prepared or not.
Look, I didn't really want to have a child in the first place. It was you who was adamant about it. I felt pressured and I made a huge mistake. I can't bear the thought of being a father, and that's why I'm ending this. If you're set on having a child, then do it, but I can't be a part of it.
You're seriously out of your mind. You can't just swan off after getting me pregnant. You have responsibilities too. It's your flesh and blood.
Life is full of mistakes, and sometimes we have to make tough choices.
This is absolutely ludicrous. Get back home right this instant. Your company will understand if you explain the situation. They even have provisions for personal problems. Let's talk this out.
I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. Not to our home. Not to my job. I've decided to leave it all behind. I'm done. And I've never been so sure like right now.
What are you saying? What about us? And Lillian, my sister?
Yeah, Lillian. We've grown close and I've decided to be with her. I can't change my mind now.
Are you out of your freaking mind? You're double-crossing me and getting tangled up with my sister? You're sickening! Did you even stop to consider how this would tear me apart?
I've thought long and hard and Lillian makes me happy. I don't care about the rest anymore. Please, just let me go.
You're the definition of irresponsibility. You're heartless.
Best of luck with everything, including that kid.
What the hell is going on? Spit it out. What's this between you and Cameron? What do you want from me all of a sudden? Whoa, ease up a bit. Didn't think you'd come at me so fast. I'm not here for excuses. Cut the crap and tell me what's happening. When did you start sneaking around with Cameron? It's been about a year, right? We randomly bumped into each other at a coffee shop and he asked me for my number. And bam, things got messy. We clicked, we connected, and yeah, we got intimate pretty soon. This is insane. You've both been playing me for an entire year? And this was way before he got knocked up? This is beyond messed up. How could you do this to me? You're my sister. Calm down. Cameron told me about your pregnancy already. According to him, you basically strong-armed him into it. He told me that he never wanted to have kids, and you forced him to go to a maternity clinic with you, right? Seems like you couldn't care about his feelings, especially since he was never on board with the whole parenting gig. Are you serious? You're siding with him on this? Of course I'm on Cameron's side. Cameron's been filling my ears with all sorts of horror stories about you. He says you were relentless about having a kid and that nothing else mattered to you. He claims he wanted more time with you before diving into parenthood. None of that is even remotely true. The person who kept pestering us to have a kid was Cameron's mom. Every single time we talked to her, she would ask us when we were gonna have a child. It was getting really annoying. Seriously? Cameron gave me a completely different version. He's lying through his teeth to make me look like the villain. Cameron wouldn't tell his mom that he didn't want a child at all. Whenever we talked to his mom, he would always tell her that he wanted to hurry and have a child. That's the only reason I went to a maternity clinic. I did my best to get pregnant for the sake of Cameron's mom. And now he's acting like he's terrified of being a parent. It's freaking ridiculous. He's the most irresponsible coward I've ever known, and I'll never forgive him for this. You really need to calm down, sis. We all make mistakes, you know. Nobody's perfect. Cameron just made a small mistake. You really need to just forget about all this and forgive him for what happened. Forgive him? No way that's happening. How could he just run away after getting me pregnant with his child? Do you really think that he just made a small mistake? Tell him to come back and talk to me right away. If he really wants a divorce, that's fine by me. But we have lots of things we need to talk about. He's going to need to send me money if I'm raising this child by myself. You've got to be kidding me. You expect us to come crawling back just so you can squeeze some cash out of us? Don't hold your breath. We won't be apologizing or dropping a dime. Don't even think about us showing up to hash things out. What did you just say? You're not gonna take an ounce of responsibility for tearing my life apart? I'm your sister, you know. How did we ruin your life? I don't get it. You wanted a kid, right? You should be thankful that Cameron got you pregnant. You need to be the one to take responsibility and raise your kid. Please don't involve me and Cameron in any of this. It's all your problem. You can't be serious. Well, it's been real, sis. We're planning to move to a new city and get married. Make sure you get the paperwork for the divorce soon as you can. We will start our happy new life together. So long, sis.
Hey, Juniper, it's been a while. How have you been?
Who's that?
Guess you've been doing pretty well. Remember me? It's your ex-husband. I'm glad you didn't end up blocking my number.
What do you want from me after all these years? You ignored me completely back then when I desperately needed you. I never expected to get a message from you ever again.
That all happened so long ago. I barely remember any of it. I know it might be a little weird that I contacted you out of nowhere, but I need to ask you for a favor. I wouldn't contact you just because I was bored. It's actually something really important.
Something important? Hurry up and tell me what's going on then. I don't have time to stay here all day with you.
It's about Lillian, actually. She became really sick recently, and she had to go to the hospital for a while. It ended up being pretty serious, and I thought that you should know because you're her sister after all.
Wait, what? Is it really that serious? How is she doing now?
Not too well. The doctors told us that she has a liver disease. Lillian wasn't doing too well from last year, and it finally became so bad that she had to go to the hospital. The doctors told us that she might have to think about getting a liver transplant.
She's getting a transplant. That must mean she needs to get a liver donated to her, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The doctors are saying that the damaged liver won't really recover and that it's recommended that she gets a transplant. So we've decided that Lillian is going to get the surgery for the transplant.
I see. I hope the surgery goes well. I guess she needs to find a liver donor before getting the surgery. I hope someone shows up soon. It's probably better for her health the faster she gets the transplant done, right?
Yeah, exactly. The faster we find someone, the better it is for Lillian's health. This is the reason I decided to contact you. Would you please donate your liver to her?
Wait. What? You want me to donate my liver?
According to the doctor, it's better to get a liver from someone that is related to her. Unfortunately, me and Lillian don't really get along with any of her relatives because of what happened. You're the only one that we can depend on, Juniper.
There is no way that I'm helping you guys out. A liver transplant doesn't have to be a blood relative, right? Why don't you donate your liver to her? You're her husband after all.
I could never do that. It's way too scary. I think it'll probably be better if it's a blood relative anyway. I read somewhere on the internet that it's better if the donor is a blood relative.
Do you really believe everything that you read on the internet?
Also, I'm a lot older than Lillian, I think that she deserves a much younger and healthy liver in her body. I don't want her to have my liver because I'm getting old now. You're much younger than me, so I think your liver would be much better for Lillian.
What are you talking about? We're the same age, you idiot. I'm only younger than you by a few months. Stop making up a bunch of excuses just because you're scared. I'm not going to be donating my liver to Lillian. Stop asking me now. Even though Lillian's my sister, she's also the woman that stole my husband from me. She's just a traitor to me now. Why would I want to donate my organs to a traitor like her?
Don't be so mean like that. You know that Lillian is your only sister, right? She can't even be replaced. You have a healthy liver, so stop being so selfish. We're only asking you to donate a part of your liver.
Then why don't you give her one of yours? I'm raising our child all by myself, by the way. I don't want to risk my health for you guys. If something ever happens to me, my daughter would be all alone. So my answer is always going to be no. I am not donating my liver to Lillian.
I completely forgot that we had a child, so it ended up being a girl, huh? How is she doing? Maybe the kid can donate her liver to Lillian?
Are you really serious?
I can go and ask the doctor if a child is a suitable donor. If the doctor says yes, then that would be perfect. I'm sure it's going to be okay. I'm so glad that I finally managed to find Lillian a donor.
What the hell is wrong with you? She's only 3 years old. There's no way I'm letting Lillian have her liver. Even if she was an adult, I still wouldn't let her donate her liver to you guys.
Well, that's a shame. I guess you're the only one that I can ask then. You understand what's happening, right? I tried asking everyone I know and still couldn't find a liver donor. Your sister is struggling so much because of a liver disease. You can donate a part of the liver to your little sister, right? It's only a small part,
How many times do I have to tell you? I am not donating any part of my liver.
What? You were serious?
Could you tell Lillian something for me as well? You guys betrayed me and decided to live with each other. Please don't ever involve me in any of your problems again. I've got to go now. I need to leave to work soon and go pick up my daughter.
I can't believe you. Do you not understand how serious this all is? Are you really planning to let your little sisters just suffer? She really needs your help right now. Lillian's in hospital, struggling right this moment because she can't find someone to give her a liver. You're just going to ignore her and go about your life?
Yes, I'm planning to ignore her. Why do you think I would help in the first place?
I thought you would help because you're her only sibling.
Do you not remember what you and Lillian did to me? You guys cheated on me for an entire year before and during my pregnancy. Then you suddenly break up with me, and both of you just disappear. I couldn't get in contact with either of you. I had to raise my daughter all by myself while working. You didn't even pay me any child support or alimony. You're a total deadbeat. Now you're asking me for my liver after ignoring me for 3 years? What is wrong with you both?
Well, I'm sorry that happened, but it all happened 3 years ago. It's about time you forgot about it and moved on. Can't you just forgive us and help us out just this once?
You don't get to decide when to be forgiven, no matter how many years go by. It doesn't change the fact that both of you betrayed me and ruined my life. I am never, ever going to forgive either of you.
Don't be like that. Your only sister is having a really tough time in hospital right this moment. You're the only one that can save her. How could you just ignore her like that? She's your family. I'm really sorry if we hurt your feelings. I'll apologize as many times as you want me to. But what happened between us has nothing to do with Lillian's sickness right now.
Stop making it sound like I'm the one in the wrong. You're the one that cheated on me with my little sister. You're the one that broke up with me while I was pregnant and completely ignored me for all these years. Be a man for once and take responsibility for your actions. All of this is happening because you're such an irresponsible person. Your actions have consequences, by the way. Stop depending on me only when it suits you.
But what am I meant to do if you don't donate a liver to Lillian? What's going to happen to her? She really needs the transplant badly.
If she's struggling that much, then why don't you donate your liver to her? You're her husband after all. It's just a small part of liver. Anyway, I've really got to go now. Goodbye. How could you do this to me, sis? Why don't you want to help me out? I'm having a really difficult time right now. I can't believe that you're not willing to donate a liver to me. Be quiet. I'm the one who can't believe what's happening. I didn't expect for you to contact me as well. Cameron told me everything, by the way. You're still angry I stole Cameron from you 3 years ago. It all happened such a long time ago. Why do you still care? Of course I'm still angry about it. It doesn't matter how much time passes. I'm never going to forgive you guys. If that's the reason you're not helping me, then I'll apologize. Once I'm healthy again, I'll come visit you with a thank you gift. So I'm begging you, please donate a part of liver to me. If you're really that desperate, then why don't you ask Cameron for one of his livers? The doctor said it's okay, right? The only reason he doesn't want to give it to you is because he's scared of the surgery. I'd be really grateful if Cameron was willing to donate me a liver, but I don't think it's something that I should force onto my husband. What happens if the surgery goes wrong and something happens to him? I don't want to hurt Cameron or damage our relationship by asking him for some liver. That's why I'm begging you, sis. Just give me your liver. Do you know how ridiculous you're being right now? Do you know our relationship as sisters is getting worse and worse right now? You don't care about our relationship as siblings at all. Then how about this? I'll stop asking you for a tiny part of your liver. Could you at least give us some money to pay for my hospital bills? If you could just pay us the money, then I'll stop asking you. What did you just say? Now you're asking me for money. I'm really in some trouble right now. I had to pay a huge hospital bill just a few months ago as well. I used up all of my savings and I don't think I can pay off the hospital bills this time. I can't work because I'm so sick. Please help me out. Shut up, would you? It's your fault that you didn't save up enough money for emergencies. I bet you guys spent all your savings buying things for each other. Be an adult and take responsibility for your own problems. Don't get me involved in any of this. How could you be so mean to me? I'm begging you, sis, please help me out. I just thought of a great idea. How about this? If you pay for my hospital bills, then I'll lend you Cameron for a few weeks. I think that would make you really happy. You'll get to spend some precious time with your ex-husband. Why would I want you to lend me Cameron? That wouldn't make me happy at all. You and Cameron had a child together. You can finally reunite your daughter with her father. I'm sure your daughter would be really happy. I can lend him to you for $100 a day. Isn't that a great deal for both of us? Stop messing around with me. Why should I be the one paying any money to let my daughter meet her father? If anything, you guys should be paying me money for raising her by myself. Cameron should be the one begging me to have the opportunity to see his daughter. But Cameron is the only thing that I can offer to you. What else can I do for you to give me a liver and some money? You don't have to let Cameron meet his daughter if you don't want to. You can just use him as a house cleaner if you really want. He can clean the toilet and the kitchen if that's what you need him to do. I really don't care how you use him. I just need the money to pay for my hospital bills. I don't want to have to be in debt just to pay off some random hospital bills. I've heard enough out of you, you idiot. You guys decided that you didn't want my help the moment you ran off together. Take some responsibility for what you did and figure this out between you and Cameron. You're just going to ignore me? I've got to get going soon anyway. I'm pretty busy these days. Good luck figuring this all out with Cameron.
Hey, Juniper, how about we get back together? I want to marry you again. I want to raise our child with you this time.
What did you just say? Have you gone crazy? I don't want to talk to you.
It's just that I realized something when I talked to you the other day. I remembered what a great couple we used to be and started to think of you again. I've realized that you're the one that I should be with.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's just that everything is going so wrong with me and Lillian. Lillian ended up getting out of the hospital for now, but she still has to see the doctor 3 times a week. It's getting really difficult supporting her through all this.
Well, you should continue supporting her through difficult times if you're her husband. She's only struggling because you keep refusing to give up your liver.
Stop making it sound like it's my fault. I'm doing everything that I can to support her, you know. It's just that I can't ignore my feelings any longer. I realized you're the one that I really love, and I just don't love Lillian anymore. It's so hard to support someone that I don't love anymore.
You really are a terrible human being. Trying to run away again when things aren't going your way.
It's not like that. I just want to see you and our daughter. I'm sure our daughter is very sad that she doesn't get to see her father at all. I'm sure that you're struggling to raise her by yourself as a single mother. It would be the best for all of us if I just came back. Please, get back together with me.
Actually, I've remarried. My daughter's doing just fine, no thanks to you.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
So I'm never going to be getting back with you. My daughter is getting along really well with my new husband. You don't have to worry about her missing her father.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean? You got married again? How could you do this to me? I didn't hear anything about this.
Why would I need to tell you about it?
I'm your ex-husband. I think I deserve to know if you're getting married to another guy. I definitely would have told you not to get married to another man if I knew about this. Hurry up and get rid of him. Once you guys get divorced, I'll be happy to get back together with you again. Our child deserves to have her real father by her side.
How can you say stuff like that? You forgot that you even had a child till I reminded you. I'm living a happy life with my husband and daughter that I love very much. Would you just let me live in peace? I don't want to get involved with you and Lillian's problems anymore.
I really regret divorcing you. I can get my car and start driving to your place right now. I really mean it. Let's talk about this in person. We can go and get dinner as a family for the first time. Me, you, and our daughter. What do you guys want to eat? I'll pay for it all.
Did you not understand what I told you earlier? I thought I told you that I'm really happy with my life right now. I don't need you or your problems in my life. If you try to ruin my life again, then I will definitely be taking some legal action against you. I'm pretty sure you owe me a lot of money for making me raise our daughter by myself. You should be paying for at least half her living cost, you know.
What are you talking about? You know that I don't have any money that I can give you.
Well, if you don't intend on paying me any money, then don't ever contact me again. Why don't you go find another job so you can help your wife pay off her hospital bills? The line of communication went dead as soon as I pressed the issue of child support owed to Cameron. I decided to open up to my husband about the entire tangled web involving me, Lillian, and Cameron. To my surprise, he listened and stood by me, offering me his unwavering support through this tumultuous ordeal. As for Lillian's health, it's a constant looming concern. Cameron's promise of a liver donation remains unfulfilled, casting a shadow over their strained relationship. Lillian's condition is worsening by the day, forcing her to visit doctors 3 times a week in search of answers. The weight of their deteriorating circumstances is taking its toll on both of them. The weight of the mounting stress and anxiety are fueling intense arguments between Lillian and Cameron, turning their relationship into a battleground of emotions.
Dang, I didn't realize what time it was. Have you gotten out of bed yet, son? You must have gotten your laziness from me. Oh, wow. I didn't realize this. We've been talking for 2 hours, Dad. Well, you've mostly been the one doing the talking. I've just kind of been listening. You don't mind? You haven't dozed off or anything yet? I want to listen to you. I want to hear your stories. I need to, actually. I have to get to know my boy after all these years. Well, you're going to have to pay me back with some stories of your own one of these days. I know that you have plenty. Maybe I will. Around a campfire with a touch of whiskey, maybe. No whiskey these days, Dad. I think my drinking days are over. Oh, right. Well, I respect you for that. A lot of men have tried and failed at that business. Yes, well, that hasn't been an easy road either. So, what was next on the road? You said you headed from New Orleans to Mississippi? Yeah, Ole Miss. Have you ever been? Son, you'd be hard-pressed to find many places in this country that I haven't roamed or rambled at one point or another. So you know how those nights can get, deep in that swampy fog? Oh yeah, I know. I've been lost in it a few times. Well, I damn near got lost that night. That is, until I saw that red and purple neon. What was it? It was a bar, a place called Juno's, a topless place. Oh, yeah? I just stopped for a beer, I swear, and directions. Uh-huh. Hey, it was the only place around for miles. What else was I supposed to do? So, what was it like inside? Just like how you'd imagine a backwoods Mississippi topless bar to be. Low lights, smoke, and a lot of sweat. Ah, to be young again. Yeah, well, I don't miss it. I honestly can't say that I do either. The stability of age is a lot more appealing when you're experiencing it. Yeah, well, I wish I had found that out sooner. That would have been impossible. You can't talk sense into a young man. Or an old man, sometimes. Yeah, well, some things never change. Like our love for the ladies. Come on, Dad, don't be gross. I can't help it, I'm an old dog. You can't teach me new tricks. Ugh. So anyway, what were the girls like? Nice? I only remember one. She made an impression for sure. So she was pretty beautiful then. Well, I don't know about beautiful, at least not in the classic sense, but she didn't need to be. She was beautiful in every other way. What do you mean? Well, I just kept looking at the side of her face in the spotlight. It all seemed so clear.
Where did you go? We were just getting warmed up.
Who is this?
Don't you know that you shouldn't give your number out to strange, exotic dancers?
Rivera, is this you? I honestly wasn't expecting to hear from you.
It was a pleasure meeting you tonight. I'm sorry you couldn't stay. Or could you, and you were just lying to me?
I had to go. I'm sorry, I had to.
But why? Why did you have to go so soon? I thought we were having a great time.
Maybe you reminded me of somebody. Somebody that I used to know.
Like who? Somebody you used to trust, maybe?
Yeah, somebody like that. Thanks for the pipe, though, and for looking so beautiful in that light. But I bet you hear that from all the boys. They are all boys, right? No men in that joint.
I don't hear it from anyone looking as rough as you.
I guess I've traveled a long road. Always have, always will.
A rough road, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I was a handsome one once, I promise.
I'd say you're still quite the looker, Jack.
Wait, I never told you my name, did I?
Your name is Jack? Really?
Well, yeah. You didn't know that?
Lucky guess, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
So, where are you coming in from, Jack?
Who's to say that I'm not a local boy?
Don't make me laugh.
What, I don't say Mississippi to you?
No, sir, you definitely are not like any of the good old boys that come around here. But then again, the boys that come around here are usually just drifters like you too.
I guess I never really thought of myself as that. A drifter. But I guess you're right.
If you prefer, we could call it a ramblin' man.
No, my father was a ramblin' man. I'm just...
Lost?
Well, I was lost, but maybe now I'm found.
You think I found you, huh? A topless dancer in the sticks of Mississippi?
I don't know. Someone has to. Why not you?
I bet you're coming from New Orleans, aren't you?
Yeah, how did you know?
Sometimes you can tell one or two things about a man just by looking at him.
And what can you tell about me, Rivera?
I can tell that you're lonely.
We're all lonely.
I can tell that you've been hurt.
We've all been hurt. I'm not special.
What was her name?
It doesn't matter now. The past is the past.
But is it? Is it really, if we still live in it?
Yeah, well, I'm not living in the past. I don't look back. The past is just electrons in our brain. The past is a literal figment of our imaginations.
That's a nice thought, but it's a little harder to live your life that way. Some would even say dangerous.
Would you?
Everything around here is dangerous, sweetheart. I wouldn't stick around too long if I were you.
What do you mean?
Do you like poetry?
I guess. Yes, I do.
Love and the gentle heart are one same thing. That's Dante, can you believe it?
I don't know.
He lived in the 13th century and he wrote that. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's amazing that people felt that way back then, you know? That they were just like us.
You're a very interesting girl, Rivera.
What are you running from, Jack? Tell me.
Her name was Scarlett.
Oh, was she the one that got away?
You could say that. She's my wife, or soon to be my ex-wife, I guess. If I ever get off the road and get it done.
Did she leave you?
I guess that you can say it was kind of a mutual thing. We both kind of agreed it was best.
Yeah, well, there's always one person who thinks of it first, though.
Maybe in our case, it was a draw.
Yeah, she left you. I can tell.
I had it coming, though. I was an unfaithful husband.
Something else I could tell about you.
Really?
I see a lot of men come in and out of here. You get to know the type.
Well, it was a one-time thing, I swear.
That's what they all say.
Okay, I mean, it was just one woman.
Okay, well, that's a little bit different, Jack, but who was she?
I was working at a cafe at the time. She was busking on the street corners. I guess we both were, but Scarlett got way more attention than I did.
What was her instrument?
The violin, the fiddle, anything with strings, she was magic with. And just so beautiful. She was like some fairy nymph up there.
Wow, a fairy nymph, huh? Sexy.
Oh, she was, but I was weak. There was a girl who worked at the cafe.
Yes, a familiar story.
So you know the rest of it. Well, Scarlett caught us one night. I wasn't expecting her home so early.
In your own place, huh?
I told you it was bad.
So now you're on the long road to repair? You've cast yourself off in the wilderness in an effort to become a better man?
I don't know, I guess you could say that.
And how is that working out for you so far?
Well, you're looking at him.
It's not too late for you, Jack. You know that, right?
You mean, you think I could get her back? You think it's not too late?
No, honey, it's probably too late for that.
Oh.
But it's not too late to save yourself, to move on, to not be haunted by the past.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to do that. I used to, but I can't anymore.
Would you let me help you?
But how can you help me?
Come pick me up at the bar and I'll make sure you find out.
I don't know, Rivera. I don't want to break your heart.
Who says I won't break yours? And who says that mine isn't already broken?
Rivera.
I don't expect anything from you, Jack. Just a night, just one night together.
Rivera, you know, I would want that more than anything.
Oh, Jack.
Well, son, I must say, this is turning into quite the, horny soap opera. You can just skip that part if you want to. Don't worry, I'm not giving you any details. Good, just, wow, son, you really were up in all kinds of weirdness, weren't you? I told you, it was crazy, Dad. So after that, you came straight home, right? You didn't want to have anything to do with any more craziness. No, Dad, I still wasn't done. Yeah, I was afraid of that. There was more road in front of me, so there was more road to follow. And finally I stopped, and I couldn't even tell you the name of the place, but the cafes were full of music and revolution was in the air. It sounds like more of a state of mind than a city. Maybe it kind of was. Where did you live, though? A basement on Montague Street. I rented it from a couple upstairs. A couple? Really? Tim and Melinda Meyerowitz. It was all going well, until it wasn't.
Jack, where are you? I have to see you right now!
No, Melinda, you don't have to see me. I don't feel the same way as you, don't you understand?
But I've never felt this way about anyone else before in my entire life, not even about Tim. How could it be possible that only I feel this way? You must feel something too!
Melinda, I haven't felt anything for anyone for a long time. I've closed myself off from it, don't you understand? I will not allow myself to.
I don't know if I do.
I mean that even if I was capable of loving you, I wouldn't let myself. But I can't anyway, because you have a husband.
I envy you, Jack.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't. There's nothing much left to envy.
No, I seriously do. You are your own man. You are this way wherever you go. You can just be smashed to smithereens, pick up the pieces, and move on.
That's one thing you're wrong about, Melinda. I don't pick up the pieces. I just run away from them.
And there's no place for me to run, though. I'm stuck here. Forever.
You can do whatever you want to do. You're still young.
And so are you.
Yeah, well, not as young as I used to be. And I'm going broke fast.
Well, I know of a way that you can make some fast money, and I mean a lot of money.
Okay, what is it?
There's this job that Tim just heard about.
A job? What kind of job?
Well, Mikey Nuzzy from down the street has a card game every Saturday night, and Tim and Ted Porteous got to talking the other night after a case of beer each.
And what, Melinda, what's the job?
Holding up the game, of course.
You mean robbing it?
Well, yeah.
And you expect me to help out with this?
They need a third man, and like I said, it's easy. In and out, 5 minutes tops. It's just a bunch of old dudes anyway.
Oh yeah? Old dudes like who?
You know, mobsters and stuff. All retired, though, so don't worry about any revenge.
Oh, yeah, sure. I won't worry about it. I'm not a criminal, Melinda, at least not that kind.
Then what kind are you? What's the difference?
I don't hurt people.
Oh, you don't, do you?
I mean, nothing that leaves scars.
Some scars you can't see.
What about your husband?
What about him?
After this big score, what becomes of the two of you?
You don't want to know.
And why is that?
Because the less you know, the better.
You're going to screw him over, aren't you? You're going to take the money and run.
And if I do, what will you do? Judge me? Turn me in?
I don't turn people in. I'm no rat.
Spoken like a true criminal.
I don't know, Melinda. I don't know about any of this.
You can either help me get my share, or I can risk it on my own. I'll have more of a chance with you.
And why should I help you, Melinda?
Because you're a good person, Jack. I know you are. Deep down.
You don't know anything about me.
I wish you would let me in. I wish you would let me know who you are.
I can't. I can't do it again.
Do what again? Do what, Jack?
Hurt people.
Well, sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes life makes you hurt people.
Not if you drop out of life.
So that's what you're going to do? Just give up?
I'm not giving up, Melinda. I'm going home.
Home? What do you mean?
I mean exactly that. I'm going home. Back to my hometown. Back to see someone that I should have seen a long time ago.
Is it her? Whoever she is. I know there is one.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever see her again.
Maybe you should look her up. How long has it been?
I can barely remember now. All the numbers just seem like a big blur. Could it be 7 years now?
Isn't it amazing how time does that? Just sort of slips away from you.
I have to make things right with someone else, though. First.
Who?
Just someone who I've lost touch with.
Another girl? What's her name?
Not her.
Oh, I see.
But first, I'm going to do this job of yours.
Really? You're going to do it?
I have to. I need the money. I need it to get home. I need it for my dad. I just got a letter saying that he needs some treatments.
That's who you need to see? Your daddy?
Yeah, we had a falling out several years ago. To tell you the truth, I can't even remember what it was about.
Those are the worst kinds of fights, the pointless ones. I'd like to meet him someday. Is he as handsome as you?
Damn it, Melinda, enough!
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm going to do this for you, but then I never want to see you or your husband again. You two are dangerous, do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry, Jack. I just...
You're just trying to use me as your ticket out of here.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're going to have to learn how to stand up for yourself one of these days, Melinda. You're going to have to learn how to stand up to him.
This is my way of doing that, Jack. I'm going to take that money and leave forever, and I promise you'll never see me again.
But where will you go?
Like you care.
You're right, I don't.
Yes, you do, actually, and you know it.
Okay, fine. Where are you going?
I would tell you. You know I would, but if Tim ever got to you, Jack, I don't know what he might do.
You mean to get the information out of me?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying I'm already in a jam here, aren't I, Melinda?
Just do the job, Jack. Then you'll be free to do whatever you want. Go home and see your daddy. Go find this girl.
I never said that I wanted to find her.
The corner of Jefferson and Bark, 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Bring a mask and wait for Tim's text.
Damn it, Jack, where the hell are you? Where's the money? How should I know? I took my share and split.
Oh, you split, huh? That was fast. Split where? Out of town, I bet.
Yeah, out of town, so what?
Well, you know you're supposed to give a month's notice before you vacate my property. I'm going to have to keep your security deposit.
Keep it.
Where's the money, Jack?
I told you I took my share, packed, and left. Maybe you should ask your partner, Mozart. He was eyeballing that bag the whole way back to the safe house.
I can't ask Mozart anything anymore.
What do you mean?
I think you know what I mean, and I think you know what's going to happen next. Where is she?
You'll never find out, Tim.
The hell I won't. She's my wife, Jack, and now she's my enemy, and so are you. You two rip me off. I'll follow you both to the ends of the earth if I have to.
We aren't together, Tim. We never were.
You weren't?
I'll be honest with you, she blackmailed me into it.
Blackmailed you?
I told her about a bank job I did back in Tupelo. She said if I didn't help her, she'd turn me in. I only took enough to get out of town, Tim, I swear.
Oh, that snaky she-devil succubus, I knew it!
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Tim. I was panicked. I had to do what I thought was best, but, you'll understand if I don't tell you where I'm going.
Forget about it, Jack. You've been a good tenant. You can mail me a check for the travel funds.
Yeah, sure.
But her, she's going to get hers.
What are you going to do to her, Tim?
Well, I guess I gotta find her first. You take care of yourself, Jack.
Yeah, you too, Tim.
Damn, son, you got out of that by the skin of your teeth.
You're lucky that we aren't talking through glass right now, you know that? Or even worse. Yeah, I know, it was all pretty stupid, but I got out of it, and with enough money to pay for your treatments and then some. So, without that stupid card game, maybe I'd be dead, eh? Is that what you're saying? Who knows? But don't you believe in karma? You mean, do I think that something bad is going to happen to me now because of the bad things I've done? Well, yeah, exactly. Don't you think that all of that is going to catch up with you? Look around you, Dad. The meanest, nastiest sons of guns are always the ones who end up living the longest. Yeah, I guess you have a point there. So, did you ever hear from them again? Tim and Melinda? Nah, and I never tried to look them up either. Yeah, best to let sleeping dogs lie. But, son, I never knew that you felt that way about it. About what, Dad? About me. About coming home to me to make things right. I didn't know that it was such an important part of your journey. Of course it was. I never wanted our relationship to end the way it did. Me either, son. I love you. Love you too, Dad. So, enough of this touchy-feely business. Now that we're all caught up, are you done lying in bed all morning? Yeah, I guess I am. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. Gross, son. Sorry, Dad. Well, you want to grab some lunch with your old man? I'm buying. Sure, sounds good, but I'll buy. Where are we going? Hooters? Oh, come on, we are not going to Hooters again. What? What's wrong with Hooters? I got a senior discount on the lunch special. There's nothing more depressing than sitting at Hooters with you at 12:30 on a Tuesday, Dad. Well, maybe when you get to be my age, you'll understand. Yeah, well, I hope not. I just can't believe it. You can't believe what? All of this, your whole journey, all of it started because of Scarlett. Yeah, it's amazing what women can do to us, huh, son? Come on, Dad. I'm just kidding. What I meant to say was, it's amazing what we can do to ourselves.
Hello, Jack. Did I wake you?
Hello?
You don't know who this is, do you?
I'm sorry, but I don't.
I'm honestly afraid to even say.
Well, I don't have time for games, so just tell me or I'm blocking the number.
It's Scarlett, Jack.
Scarlett?
Yes. Still have that feisty temper, I see. 9 years hasn't changed that.
I thought you were a telemarketer.
I'm not selling you anything, I promise.
Well, hello. How are you?
I guess we can just skip all of that, can't we? We owe each other better.
So then, what do we owe each other?
Honesty?
All right.
So ask me again.
How are you, Scarlett?
I'm 9 years older, Jack. I've lived 9 years of my life. What about you?
Yeah, the same. Where are you now?
Boulder, but soon I don't know where.
Again, huh?
I guess the road is calling me back home.
You mean the road is home?
Eventually, yes.
Are you leaving someone?
Someone's always leaving somebody.
I'm not.
And do you have someone, Jack?
I have my dad now. I have a family.
So you're back home. Kids?
Just my dad and I right now.
Well, that sounds lonely.
It can be.
Could
you what, Scarlett?
Could I maybe come and keep you company sometime?
Sometimes. I don't even remember what you look like, what your lips felt like on mine.
It's so hard to keep track, isn't it? Time is just... Sometimes I swear it doesn't even exist.
There was once a time, Scarlett, when I would have gotten on the first flight to see you. I would have moved mountains, parted seas.
But now?
Now, well, I'm not so sure that it's a good idea.
Jack, Listen, I don't want anything from you. Yes, I'm leaving someone else, okay? Yes, it was a bad situation, but I don't want a relationship, just coffee.
Just coffee?
I'm not staying in town.
Well, I guess that would be strange for you.
It would be strange for me to stay anywhere for too long, Jack. You know that about me. You know me better than anyone, even now, all these many years later.
You haven't changed then. You're still traveling, haven't made any roots.
Of course I've changed, but no, I haven't settled. Not like you have, I guess.
Well, it's only been a couple of years that I've been here. My roots are hardly, rooted.
Oh, really? Where were you before that?
It's a long story.
Well, I would love to hear about it sometime, you know? I have a few stories from the road of my own.
Oh, I can only imagine, and I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I guess that would depend on where we left off. Where was that?
Out west, remember? The broken down old car.
Yeah, and you remember what I told you, right? Yes, of course you do. I said it over my shoulder. Don't tell me that you forgot.
You said that we'll meet again someday on the avenue.
Yeah, so is that where we're going to meet again?
You know, Scarlet,
What, Jack?
we always felt the same. We just saw it from a different point of view.
Scarlett drove into town a few days later and met Jack on the very same avenue they met all those years ago. They had coffee and walked around Jack's hometown, catching up on their years apart, those years that passed them by. They had dinner with Jack's dad, who made them steaks and lobster tails and entertained them with his own tales of a wayward youth spent on the road. That night, Scarlett slipped into Jack's bedroom and they made love for the last time. He woke early the next morning and went to bring her coffee, and on the made bed, he found the note. Dear Jack, I met you in my dreams before I met you in life, and now we leave each other somewhere in between. Love forever, Scarlett.